Good morning. My name is Brandão. I'm here on behalf of cyclic from Faculty of Science of the University of Porto, and I'm here to present my work regarding the electrodeposition of tin and tin carbon nanotubes composites using choline chloride-based solvent ethylene as electrode materials for lithium-ion batteries. Tin is being applied for metal electrodeposition due to the non-toxicity, ductability, and corrosion resistance of this metal. We introduced multi-wall carbon nanotubes to the metal matrix due to the stiffness and strength of the carbon, and this is becoming a great area of interest. Choline chloride-based electrolyte ethylene facilitates the formation of a stable and homogeneous dispersion of tin and carbon nanotubes. The main purpose of this work was the preparation of tin carbon materials composites as anode for lithium batteries with enhanced performance. The electrodeposition of the coatings were made using a 3-electrode glass cell, using as working electrode a copper plate. First, we used two types of carbon nanotubes: oxidized carbon nanotubes with sulfur acid and nitric acid, and pristine carbon nanotubes. Here you can see the incorporation of carbon nanotubes in the tin matrix during the electrodeposition. First, it was studied the cyclic voltammetry of tin and tin composites. With the introduction of multi-wall carbon nanotubes, there was an increase in the current density of the reduction peak, with the tendency to go to higher values of potentials with the multi-wall carbon nanotubes from tin, oxidized multi-wall carbon nanotubes, and pristine multi-wall carbon nanotubes. The surface characterization was made first by AFM analysis, by conductive AFM analysis. We studied the roughness and the conductive the electrical conductivity, showing that introduction of multi-wall carbon nanotubes slightly increases the conductivity compared to tin alone. However, using pristine multi-wall carbon nanotubes without the oxidation, the conductivity decreases drastically. As expected, the roughness of the samples increased with the presence of multi-wall carbon nanotubes. The surface characterization went on with SAM. The introduction of multi-wall carbon nanotubes changed the structure of the coating, and only with pristine multi-wall carbon nanotubes it was able to find some carbon nanotubes on the surface with increasing tin on the edges. The charge-discharge study for lithium batteries was performed by potentiostatic charge-discharge using an autolab potentiostat with the Nova software. We use this company to supply the cell and all the materials. As an electrolyte, we use lithium hexafluoride phosphate, and we change the positive electrode for the different studies, keeping the negative electrode tin film on the electrode deposit on the copper substrate. This is a zoom from here, showing the charge-discharge over time. It was calculated the specific capacity for different samples. With only tin, there is a drastic decrease of the specific capacity, increasing the number of cycles. It was improved using multi-wall carbon nanotubes, but with better results with oxidized multi-wall carbon nanotubes. We also used the electrodeposition of tin with oxidized multi-wall carbon nanotubes on nickel foam, and the results were the best so far, showing that probably the porous structure of the nickel foam is the reason why we have the highest values of specific capacity. To conclude, we can see that tin and tin multi-wall carbon nanotubes can be successfully electrodeposited in ethylene. Multi-wall carbon nanotubes present an excellent level of dispersion in this liquid. The presence of multi-wall carbon nanotubes changes the structure of the films. Promising results were obtained using these films as anodes for lithium batteries. And as I said before, using the electrodeposition of tin multi-wall carbon nanotubes composite in nickel foam surface presented an increase in the specific capacity compared to the electrodeposition on only copper substrate with tin. I'd like to thank the project I was inserted in association with the Center for Surface from Polytechnic of Bucharest, and to the Multicomp Cost Action for allowing me to be here. And thank you for your attention.